I love that song. It was one of a very few songs that probably kept me going during ministerial school when I had children still at home and trying to work full-time and be in ministerial school full-time. And you've heard the story when at one point I lost my mind briefly and threw all of the boxes out of the closet under the stairs and went in there and said, "This is my office. No one talk to me." Because the crazy was kicking in a lot. And you might find in your life, whatever it is that you're seeing in your personal life, in the greater world, that the crazy has kicked in. Yeah? Yeah, it's wild. And so when I was thinking about this theme that we have going this month, making it real, making science of mind real, making it tangible, and not just words we say up here, I thought, you know the piece that I think people miss out the most on? Spiritual mind treatment. So I was sneaky and I labeled my talk, "Treats Heal Everything." And look at all of you here and tuned in thinking I'm going to be passing out bonbons and cupcakes. But spiritual mind treatment, our form of treats, if you're new to this teaching, just so you know, it is our form of affirmative prayer, and it is a 5-step structured prayer that blah, 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 right? And that's about all the words you caught. And here's the thing with spiritual mind treatment is we can get so focused on the how-tos of this structured prayer, which is admittedly a little bit complicated, that it can interfere with our ability to really receive it. It can even interfere with our desire to learn how to do it at all. Yeah? It can be intimidating. You might think Reverend Leslie's going to grade my prayer. Only true if you're a practitioner student. And definitely true if you're a practitioner student. Here's what I want you to know. This is a gift you give yourself. To speak or receive a spiritual mind treatment is this juicy, gorgeous, energetic, yummy gift, treat for you. And so we're going to let go of all this is the step where you would never ever says. We're just going to let all that go for today and open up into the yumminess. Yeah? All right. So I promised in this week's newsletter, let's check out what I promised, that I would help you to feel into the deep love of practicing the presence of the divine, that we would talk about understanding spiritual principles, that we would enhance your ability to manifest healing, which, let's be honest, all manifestation is a healing, yes? And that it would help build your faith. So I'm so glad that you've committed to the next hour and a half. New friends, I'm kidding. For the next 20 minutes or so to really dig into what this is. And here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to talk about each of those 4 things I promised you. And as we do it, step by step, we're going to build a spiritual mind treatment together. Yes? Yeah. And here's what we're going to build it on. Peace. You might have noticed we're on a bit of a peace kick here at the New Vision Center. It's always a good idea. Peace of mind, peace of heart, peace in our families, peace in our vocation. And then we look at peace in our government and peace between governments. Peace in the hearts and minds of the leaders of the world. This is important, right? And the beautiful thing is all change starts at the level of consciousness. And we do spiritual mind treatment at the level of consciousness. So this is our biggest way to impact the way things are working out in our individual world and in the collective world. Now, don't get it twisted. I then, of course, want you to listen to that voice within and act in the world from what comes up within you. But it all starts with the treatment. So practicing the presence. Our beautiful Science of Mind home office has created this new teaching system over the last few years, and it emphasizes certain spiritual practices. And you can imagine the way I sat my tushy down when they said, no, meditation is not a spiritual practice. They said it's a method. A method of what, I say? A method of practicing the presence. A method of practicing the presence of the divine in our lives, in our inner experience. So breathe that in, that that's what we're seeking, to feel that presence. When we experience the first step of a spiritual mind treatment, the whole point is to anchor into what the divine is, what God is, what the universe is, creator source, the beloved, my favorite sweet spirit. It just sounds yummy, doesn't it? Divine intelligence, whatever you call it. To anchor into what that is. And here's the extra kicker. To specifically recognize what it is as the spiritual quality that you are seeking. Otherwise, that prayer would be a 9-hour prayer, and you'd still only scratch the surface. So we hone in. We're talking peace today. So to remind ourselves, to remember that spirit is peace, that the divine is peace, divine peace, unconditional peace, deep peace. Now, David Brenner said, we cannot attain the presence of God. We cannot attain it. We are already totally in the presence of God. What's missing is the awareness. We're not going out there to get God. We don't need to. It's already right here. But if we are not paying attention, we can miss it. We can be distracted by somebody falling twice in the figure skating, and I really thought he was going to win gold. Really thought he had it. And miss the glory that is going on all around all the time. So, join me in the first step of an affirmative prayer on peace. I'm going to speak it in the first person so that each of us can experience it from that voice of the I. Oh, how good it is to remember that God is all there is. That it is all-knowing, all-powerful, ever-present, and within each of its creations, which is every person, every place, everything, every unfolding. And at the heart of this oneness that we call the divine is pure, unending peace. It is the softness of heart and the grace that pours over us during challenges like angels' wings wrapped around us. It is that breath of knowing that all is well, despite what we might see in the world. It is the soaring bird cascading through the air between the mountain peaks. And that deep sigh of a toddler finally falling asleep. It is that and so much more. The knowingness that all is safe. That at the highest level, all is well. And should things fall off center, there is a grace big enough and deep enough to catch it, to hold it, to open to the good that is peace. And so we come back into the room, and I want you to just notice how it feels to remember. That's treat enough right there, isn't it? But wait, there's more. It slices, it dices, it julienne fries. I promised you that I would explain how spiritual mind treatment helps us to understand universal spiritual principles. Now, when I say universal, remember, Does science of mind own universal spiritual principle? Absolutely not. You're so right. Absolutely not. Every faith has their take on these principles. We like how we talk about it. That's why we're here. But everyone that is doing their version of practicing the presence also has their version of opening up to universal spiritual principles. They just call it different stuff. So science of mind, in my opinion, all of science of mind hangs on one truth, that God is all there is. That this stuff that we just remembered is the ultimate reality. And that everything and everyone is made up of it. Now, if God is all there isn't anything else to be made of. So it follows logically that we're made of it, and we all are really in on that until it's the person we don't like. And then we're like, but not him, not God. Or we see something on the news and we say, that can't be the divine. The divine wouldn't allow an international ring of pedophiles and human traffickers to sustain themselves for decades? Does God allow? If we believe that everything is showing up as God's creation, it's showing up as the people who then have free will to do what they will. You want free will to build the life of your dreams, yes? They get to do that too. And we may not always love it, but it is the truth. There is nothing outside of that sphere of the divine that we call God. There just isn't anything else. And spiritual mind treatment, the way we walk through the steps, it's a logical argument with our own human brain that lives in this culture and thinks about things the way this culture thinks about them. And spiritual mind treatment goes, come back. Come back and remember. Everything is the divine. Everyone is the divine. You are the divine. You're not all of the divine, because I cannot be God as Penny. Only Penny can be God as Penny. But everything that the divine is built into my beingness. And it's true for everyone else, even if they're misusing it terribly. So when we're clear on that, which, to be fair, we will all wrestle with that for the entire rest of our lives. But when we're clear in the moment on that, we are allowing the steps of spiritual mind treatment to carry us from God is all there is and God is peace to I am of the divine. Peace is built into me, even when I don't see it right now, even when it feels impossible. The heart of it is right here. So please join me as we continue that spiritual mind treatment with the step of unification. And as I know this truth about the peace of the divine, I recognize that I am one of those creations. I am made up of that divinity perfectly, exactly as I am. And that peace is seated in me to the fullest extent of possibility. That there is no piece of the divine that is unavailable to me. I don't have to earn it. I don't have to make it happen. It's already true. The gift has already been given. And we come back to the room. Do you feel it? Do you feel that seed of peace within you? I feel practitioner Marty Stevens saying, peace is possible. Peace is possible. I promised you an increased ability to manifest healing. Boy, I promised a lot in this letter. Got to break these into multiple steps for multiple talks. Healing happens at the level of consciousness. All change happens at the level of consciousness. Let's talk for just a minute about change. Change is the outcome of a healing of consciousness. All change starts with the healing of a consciousness, with an opening up to the sense of what is possible and a falling away of any lies we've told ourselves or any mistaken beliefs we carried that got in the way of thinking that that change was possible. It all happens in consciousness. And then we see the outpicturing of that shift in consciousness, which can show up as a cure, which is an effect of that change, which, by the way, a cure is a lessening or a release of physical symptoms, if we're talking a health cure, right? The healing always comes. The healing always comes. Sometimes it comes as a change in perspective. Sometimes it comes as a change in relationship. Sometimes it comes as a physical cure or a manifest shift in abundance or a physical symptom or something else that you're wanting to change. Sometimes it happens as justice playing out on the universal stage. But the healing takes place at the level of consciousness. And conveniently, we have access to that. We all have access to that. We like this, yes? All that, there's nothing I can do. Healing takes place at the level of consciousness. All of this, I can't impact. Healing always takes place at the level of consciousness. And so I'm going to quote maybe one of my favorite writers and speakers. When you can't find the right quote, make it up. The words we speak matter because they shift the way we feel. That's what the law is acting on. We don't manifest what we want. We don't even manifest what we claim or declare. We manifest what we are. That's the trick. It's not just wanting it. It's not just claiming it. It's not just declaring it. It's not just saying this, right? It's not just affirming it. It's the consciousness shift on the inside of ourselves that changes how we feel. It changes who we are, and that manifests. Ever do your darndest to manifest something, and it just doesn't quite show up, or it comes out a little crooked? Right? It's because we haven't done the full shift yet. It's not, please do not ever come in my office and explain to me that spiritual mind treatment doesn't work. You would not be the first. You would not be the 17th. But what's getting in the way of our treatments manifesting isn't, it just doesn't work. It's that we haven't fully shifted on the inside of us, and speaking the words of a treatment change how we feel. Don't you already feel a little bit different from the treatment we've been doing? And we're not even halfway done yet. Wait till we really get going. And so, join me for the third step. And recognizing that I am of the divine, and that peace is the truth of my being, and that's the truth of every single being everywhere. I just call forth this quality of divine peace that has been built into me by my Creator. And I see it showing up as wonderful, healed energy inside of me, as a falling away of any belief of disempowerment, of anger, of frustration, of closing anyone out of the box that I feel God loves. I see it as a falling away of any hidden beliefs in myself that say that someone is inherently evil, inherently wrong, inherently broken. Spirit does not create broken beings, and the one infinite reality is spirit. And I see this rippling out into the whole world as justice, that beautiful enactment of love in action. I see it as people being cared for beautifully, spaces being made, as people being welcomed, as weapons being laid down, as circles growing broader, as tables adding spaces. I see it as a falling away of this idea of us versus them, and an opening up to the possibility of what shows up when love and peace are the guiding principles of life. And I claim a healing of any part of myself that has ever pushed against this idea that peace is inevitable. It's not just possible, it's inevitable. And that love leads my heart in the direction of peace every single moment. and we come back into the room. Anybody feel a change? My shoulders went down. All that stuff I've been carrying that was never mine. And I promised that we would build faith. So the fourth step of spiritual mind treatment is gratitude, thanksgiving. Some of my friends in here call it celebration. And because we know that change always happens in consciousness first, we can be celebrating for it now because the change has happened in consciousness in this room, yes? We don't have to wait to see it walk out to be excited, because where does all change start? In consciousness. And we're doing it, and we've done it. So we get to be grateful now. And then what do? We put it down. We let the universe do what it does. It takes that energy of the divine yes, and it handles the rest. We don't have to go person to person going, you be peace, and you be peace, and you be peace, and you be peace. Nah, we don't have to do that, because in the divine, every heart, every mind touches every other mind. It's doing it already. It's a system that is perfect and already built to ripple out through our community, the world. And so we get to be excited about it and grateful for it. And then we get to let it go and let the law do its thing and just be excited. So join me in that. Oh, and I am so grateful. My heart is just bursting with gratitude to celebrate the peace that has been unleashed here now. I don't have to wait to see the beauty of the divine quality of peace. I know it's rippling out. It has changed me. It is changing the world, and it is good. It is good. Is it good? And so I released this word, this powerful word of God, into the action of universal law that's already doing it. It was doing it the minute I started this prayer. And I trust that the world is changed beautifully, and I call that so, so good. And we claim it together as we say, and so it is. And so it is. Not it might be, not I'll see later. It is. Right now, right here, in this room. And the people driving by on Tatum don't know what just hit them. But they're in a very good mood. And wherever they're driving, they're taking that good mood. And it's rippling out even as we speak. Is that so delicious? Yes. Is that the best Valentine's treat you could get? Yes. I really like treatment. I wonder if you've noticed. So our founder, Ernest Holmes, left this little gift for you that I would love to share. And he said, to be able to work the apparent miracle of spiritual mind treatment within our own imagination and thought, and to know that it provides a fact in our life or in the life of someone else, is the beginning of that knowledge and that wisdom which shall show to each one of us that the spirit within us is independent of time and space, of circumstances and condition. Spirit within us is independent of all that evidence we're looking for. It happens right here, and then that evidence just comes spilling out. All those reasons you think you can't have it, Spirit is independent of those reasons. All those past mistakes or challenges that you think mean you can't be it, Spirit doesn't know your past, isn't interested. So here is the invitation. Get yourself a treat. You can get a bonbon if you want to. See, they're yummy. But also, get yourself some spiritual mind treatment. If you are a writer or speaker of spiritual mind treatment, do one every day this week. Let yourself live in the yummy. If that feels like more than you're up to right now, you can meet our practitioners in the prayer zone after service. They love to treat for you. Get a free spiritual mind treatment. There's on email, you can request an email spiritual mind treatment. Or on the website, under the support button, you can scroll all the way down, and there are more than 20 already written spiritual mind treatments for you that you can use and modify and make them just perfect. Give yourself the goodies, friends. Yes? Let's pray it in. Oh, how good it has been, how good it is to share the very delicious good that is spiritual mind treatment. To know in this after speech benediction that lives have been changed, that hearts have been opened, that peace has been anchored, that whatever challenge each one of us brought into this space on our hearts, be it this sanctuary or through our online campus, that Spirit is already on it. The moment we are a yes for healing, the healing begins. And so I am just grateful. I'm grateful for the willingness of each beloved to open up to the power and the presence of Spirit in our lives. I am grateful for the healing. I am grateful for the good. And I call it all delightful as we say, and so it is.